Hello everyone, good afternoon. Hopefully I'm audible. And yeah, so let me directly switch to screen share because we left some stuff unattended yesterday. One of it was this thing failing. So let's find out what's happening. Hazelnode event parent value missing for label. Label, 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 label. Maybe some effect with Hazel. No one's here. No one in the chat. Well, event param.json label. Label is label. Okay. What's the issue then? Oh, there is a fixture going on. Okay. Fixture is failing. Let's find out. Fixtures. Oh, we are doing fixtures for this. Okay. So let's fix the data. Update the fixtures. Oh yeah. I just. So here it is. Like 1 hour ago I came back. But yeah, nice. So I'm just like, first let's fix your fixtures. Fix the fixtures. Hazel node type and trigger label is there. Email, let's empty for now. API call is already empty. Webhook listener should be empty. Telegram is empty. Document event also. We can give it a label, by the way. So let's call it event doc type, and both are mandatory. Cool. So now we can re-export the fixtures. Bench data site. That's why CI is useful, right? Like even if I don't have any tests yet, it still makes sure that okay, the app is installable at least. Hazelnode localhost export fixtures. Okay. Fix fixtures after field name change. Cool. Let's push, and hopefully this time the CI will pass. But yeah, yesterday where did we leave? We left details, and what I did was behind the scenes today I refactored whatever code we wrote yesterday for the sidebar. I moved it into a component called workflow config panel. So this part, right, this is where we left yesterday, and now like details is even more cleaner, so it just is more readable. You can see there is just editor that takes 70%, and then 30% is the config panel, which is this thing here, right? So cool, easier to maintain. And then lot of stuff came here. I also fixed the type of trigger config, so it's now a mapping. So I was doing a map, which is a data separate data structure, and if you want to type a object, right, with arbitrary keys, then this is the syntax. So yep. So I wondered out whether the certification was paid or unpaid. Which certificate? So if you want to get a certification, it is a paid thing. like the course, etc. Everything is free. Um, so okay, let me just clarify. You're talking about Frappe School, right? Frappe School. So the course and everything is free. Assignments are free. You can submit them. But get certified, right? Like if you want to get certified, you can purchase an add-on certification directly from here. And once you complete the payment, you can schedule a one evaluation call with me or one of the trainers, and then we'll review your assignment and we'll also take a test during evaluation and you can earn a certificate. Yeah, I hope that clarifies it. So it's a official certification, right? It means that you are a certified Frappe developer and you know stuff. So it's not just a course completion certificate. It's a proper certification. Even like we have batches if you want to enroll. So if you want to enroll in this is the same thing. You complete the course, but in this, like, you get one extra thing, which is a live Q&A session of 2 hours, which will be on 23rd. So you have to enroll before this date. Few days to go. But yeah. Cool. So if you have already completed the course and assignments, maybe, then you can go for evaluations and certification. Cool. That's optional anyways, like, but you do get benefit of sharing it on social media, listing on Frappe School, people, like the jobs page. Yeah, that was it. So what was I talking about? Yeah, types, right? So now it is typed, so there is no red thing from TypeScript. Handle save flow, handle delete flow. On second thought, handle workflow delete is much better. Yeah, seems to work, but now we want to add actions, right? So how do we do that? We want to add actions here. Nice. So this Q&A I am going to take, this batch ka Q&A. Probably next time someone else will, but yeah. So yeah, how do we do that? So first let's see how this nodes are being rendered here. So I'll go to editor, not the utils, editor component. Here we use editor store, we set the state, and then we are using React flow and odd node changes, nodes, edges, this, that. Okay, cool. So we have to re-render this thing, nodes and edges, which are coming from our store/editor, this thing. So here are the nodes and edges. Okay, I think we can do this thing, sync with workflow doc. So it takes the doc and sets it this. That can be done, but I'm thinking whether it is a good way to do it. So how do we add a node? Suppose on the click of this thing I want to add a node, right? So let's see what this function does. So it takes a workflow, creates nodes, and if there is no trigger type, it pushes this. Else it should render a node. Process nodes dot push. ID will be Hazel workflow dot trigger type. Position will be center x current y. What else? No data. Or we can pass in the data of the trigger. But let's see later. Type will be workflow node. For now, let's just do this. So you can see it rendered something, right? And so we did style it. Something went wrong because it's expecting data as far as I know. So we have to somehow so what does it say? From the type Hazelnode. So we have to pass in a node. Okay. So we might have to remodel this. Let's check it out. Workflow node slash yeah, here it is. It takes the data which is Hazelnode. Okay. On chain we are doing something. So type kind okay. So now I have to rethink how to render this. We don't even need the pencil icon. Let's cut this. Yeah, do something when the node is selected. That thing will be console log for now. Console.log node selected. Later we'll figure it out. So now I don't think we need. Okay, let's keep this here. Type. Fine. And then I will not say this. I will create a new type. Interface node Hazelnode data for now, and that will be kind will be one of action or trigger, right? Name will be a string, and instead of taking the whole node it will take this thing. Trigger type. So this can be, that is fine, let's do type. Okay, so now from here we have to send these things. What else? Name will be this, type will be this, kind will be trigger. this should go away. Name, kind and type, which is exactly here. So we have to get the type export Hazelnode date, or we should rename it, but yeah, let's get it working first and then we'll rename. So yeah, now trigger comes and we should be able to add new node, right? So in terms of backend, it is like adding a child to the workflow. Is a workflow list, which will be this, right? So I should be able to add a type API call and then select the event. Send message, wait, get request, post request. An event has a list of parameters that also need to be rendered as form. That will do. Cool then. So how do we proceed from here? Cool. So let's do one thing. When on click of any one of this, it should add the node here as well as in the child table maybe. So yeah, let's figure it out. Because in the backend we have named them this. So happy TypeScript, cool. So yeah, let's handle the click event of so I will write a function first that lets us do that, like in the state itself. So after this I will say add node, right? Which will take node data, right? Which will be the type let's rename this. So I will call it editor node data, which makes more sense because it's not coming from the backend, but it's a front end only thing. Editor node data, replace this here as well. Yep. And now I can say editor node data, import it. Cool. So now when you get the node data, how do we add it, right? So we'll say set, right, nodes to nodes is a list of nodes, right? So we have to append it. Cool, let's append. This will be nodes, comma, the current nodes, and then we append a new node which will be node so let's get the node itself, and I think Where is the node? Yeah, node type. So add node will just make sure that it appends the node. Also should create an edge. Create an edge between the new node and the last one, right? So we have to do set. We could just do in one set call as well. So we'll say const new edges equal to get dot edges, and whatever it is, right? We want to append a new edge. New edge, and this let's call updated edges. This might get complicated. So bear with me, all the raw stuff. New edge equal to, how do we create edges? Let's see, get processed edges. We create an object that needs a ID, source and target. Okay, so let's copy this part. Yep, so node, so you have to get the, okay, wait, let's do it properly. Let's get the current nodes. So what are the current nodes, right? That will be get dot nodes, current state equal to get, and then we can say current state dot nodes const current edges, current state dot edges, cool. And then last node will be current nodes of current nodes dot length -1, the last one, right, basically. And new node or incoming node equal to the node which is already the node, and the new edge will be we'll call it last node dot id dash node dot id, which is the one that is coming in. Source will be the last node, right? Target will be the node that is coming in. Okay, so now it becomes easier. Current edges, so current edges, then the new edge. Hopefully this will be readable once we see. Current nodes, and then edges will be updated edges. Let me just explain what I did right here, and if it will work or not, I am not sure. But type property of source are incompatible. Oh wait, id dot id. See, TypeScript saves you. In a lot of places now I have realized the importance of TypeScript. Cool. So let's read again. So we are getting the current state and we are getting the last node that was already in the editor. We are creating a new edge between the node that is incoming and the node that was the last one. We are updating the edges, then like we are updating the nodes and edges. That's it, what we are doing. Like adding a node is this thing, right? But there is one thing missing. How do we get this node? You might get the data. So it's better to get the data. But then how do we form a node using this data? That is the thing. How do we create a node using this data? Okay, this should have this structure, right? Let's copy it. So I'll create new node and we'll start filling it in. So let's give it an ID of node dot name, right? X and Y we have to somehow find again. Here it won't be node dot name, node dot type, node dot kind. Cool. So okay, X and Y, right? Now this will become new node. New node. Cool. New node. Yep. TypeScript is happy. So X and Y, right? X will be the same as the last node and Y will be what magic number I'm playing around with. 120. So like each node is separated by 120. So somehow we'll make this less magical. Like this is very arbitrary number, but for now I will go with it. 120. So where is the last node? Let's move it here. So last node dot position dot x. So whatever position the last node was in, and whatever position the last node was in y direction plus 120. Okay, so it's time to try it out. Add node, right? So let's go to the sidebar. Okay, what did I call it? Config panel. And when this button or any node is on click, right? Now I want to call add action to just add action. Let's call it add action, and I will create this function here, which will use the store. If I haven't already got it here, const. Even this config panel can be broken into multiple components, but yeah, later. Editor restore equal to use editor store, right? And then we can grab stuff from here, add editor store. That's fine. Let's check the type. So how do I use this? I think it needs so what all you want, you have to ask it. So slicing, I don't want this, that, what I do want is add node. Hey Blender forever, add node state dot add. Okay, TypeScript. Here I have to say add node which takes in editor node data, just node and returns nothing. So I'll close this. Let's go back to config panel, and now we should have add a node. Cool. And now editor store gives us add node, right? This is slicing. This is called slicing in Redux world, if you know. So now I can say editor store dot add node, and we'll get the node data here. Node editor node data, that will be the node. Okay, so this is pretty simple, right? This is the power of encapsulation. So we are adding this node to the editor, and the editor's state behind the scene will do whatever is necessary to add it. But yeah, one thing remains. What data do we give it? Okay. What data does it have? Can I pass it directly? Type is missing in type Hazelnode type. What? Why do we have a type? Oh, wait. Why does it require a type? I don't think we need a type. It should be so here is the issue. This should have been called, for now I will leave it at that. But in this case, right, in this case it will be, what all is required, let's pass it. Name will be node.name. Type will be node.name, no, node.name, and kind will be action. Yep. Okay, let's see if this works. So if I click on API call, nice, confetti. So I did a lot of stuff. Basically on click of any of this, it says whichever action was clicked on, just add that action, and then that add action calls add node on the editor, which basically does this thing which we spend some time on. So they can say current state, current nodes, edges, last node, whatever, and then finally add a edge and a node, which was happening here. And it is going because it's just ephemeral, right? Like it won't stay, it's not in the database. So for making it go in the database, we have to save it, right? Save the state. So how do we do that? So again, I will write one utility here in the store itself, store/editor, and we can call it save nodes to database. Can we call it that? And it will ask for a workflow name, which will be a string. Cool. And nodes it already knows because it's part of the state. Nice. So we will use can we use hooks here? Probably yes. Use Frappe, use doc type. use doc type is function like custom React hook. Okay. So not the right approach. You can't directly, okay, according to this you can use even without React, and according to just one of the maintainers, store definition is pure JS. You want to create a new hook from the state hook. This means that you cannot use hooks in reducer. He gave an example how you could work around this. Use custom fetch, create fishes, set fishes, use fish fetch, use custom fish, this that. There's also an example you can custom fetch into, but still separate hook. Okay, so that means this can't be directly added here. It should be use function export function of whatever I understood from that answer. Use save nodes to db, right? And then I can say const editor store equal to use editor store, right? You can use hook inside hook. So now I have the let's get the state. What all do we need? We need the nodes, state dot nodes, state. Okay, yeah, I know I have never used it because I'm going to. Wait a minute. So okay, so now I can say use doc type. See, Hazel workflow, and give it the type as well. Hazel workflow const use set value mutation const set workflow set value mutation set value mutation. Cool. You can say workflow set value dot mutate, right? And then we want to say that we want to update some things, and that thing is for which workflow do you want to update, right? So that we have to ask workflow string. Okay, so values, what do we want to update? We want to update the child table. The child table name is nodes. Okay, so we can't directly do this editor store dot nodes, right? We can't do this. Okay, I have to do this thing. That's why it was complaining. See, because this takes a node and we want a Hazel node out of it. So what I will do is Let's call it serialized nodes const serialized nodes equal to this const node of editor store dot nodes, right? And then whatever data we want to attach, there's that. After that, at the very end, we'll say this will be serialized nodes. TypeScript will complain, let it for now until we figure out a better way. So node is declared but never used, that is fine. So let's check what all things we need for the child table. Just the type for now, I guess that will suffice. Type kind is automatically fetched from here. So type and event and params we will see later how to handle that. So this will be serialized nodes dot up push like in the Python word, right? Type will be cool. So now let's do it. What we can do is instead of doing this as Hazelnode, we could have just said this is a list of Hazelnode string or undefined is not attainable to string. Oh, type can be undefined. Who said that? Did we? If so, where? No, it's string. This type is not the type that we were looking for. So it should be inside the there's still one thing that I'm not able to figure out yet. How it is. Okay. Somehow the data is not getting typed here. As node of, that's fine for now. I will say type and let TypeScript be unhappy for a bit. Cool. Let's try now. Reload. Okay, there is no workflow, like there is no nodes or actions. Then I add an action. Oh, where am I calling save? Let's call save somewhere. I will call it in the config panel and we'll call it right here. Const. Oh wait, now I realize that this is not the right way to do it. So this is just a hook, right? Not the action. So when we call the action, it should do that. So we'll say this. Function save, and then this hook will return the save function, and inside the save we will do this. Okay, so now when you come here and say, now this has gotten out of hand, but for now it is fine. Const whatever use save nodes to DB, and we'll need to give it a workflow name, which will be Hazer workflow.name. Nice. And this will give us a save function, which we can call save workflow nodes. And on this thing we can say save workflows. Okay, let's find out. Okay, so nothing happened, and it also went away. Each child in a list should have a unique key property. Where are we doing for and not giving a key property? Yeah, here. Are you happy now? One more. Okay, this id equal to dot name. Are you happy now? Oh wait, some more. Oh, what am I doing? Key input to control. This is likely caused by value changing from undefined to a, which should not happen. Decide between using a controlled or uncontrolled. Ha ha ha. Nice. So I think this is the thing, and this shouldn't be undefined. Nice. What's happening? Yeah, value is not assignable to this, that. Okay, then let's make sure it is not null. Happy? Okay, it will always be a string or cool. Now let's add an API call, and it broke. Frappe.setValue expectation failed. Okay, let's see what's the backend request it made. It made a request like this. No, not this one. A post request. Let's inspect this request. Okay. What was the payload? Yeah, it sent this as a list of object. So what expectation failed? $417. Log type is there, name is there, field name is there, nodes. Okay, before I go on debugging this, let's just try one thing. JSON.stringify. Will that help? Yeah, now it is 500 internal server error. So the error changed, which means that's the culprit. So now it's JSON.stringifying it. Type error. Okay. Permission error. What? Am I even logged in? STR does not support item assignment, which means we don't have to stringify it. That's for sure. Then what is it expecting? Errors is a validation error that contains this. Okay, it should show it somewhere. Node schedule event on row must be an action node. Ha ha ha. So our validation. I'm building a based on Frappe. The app is only about physical. It's from a country, Peru. Nice. The app is only about physical therapy and rehabilitation. Nice. How is it coming? Schedule event on row 1 must be action node. Oh, wait. Now I realize. So we have to ignore this first one. So we have to say except the first one, like in the serialized nodes, to say remove the first one. It is a trigger node. Nice. So I will say serialized nodes dot splice 0 1. This will remove the first one, and hopefully now it works. Let's see. Okay, no errors. Let's go to the backend. Let's reload. No. Was it 200? 500. Okay, still some issue. Let's find out. Network XHR. See, it was 200. Just one node. If I refresh, oh, see, it's the reverse, but um, works. So now we can fix the reverse part, which will be editor dot. That's why I have separated it to utils, right? Utils slash editor, and we have to do this if else part before we start pushing the nodes. Okay, now let's go back, reload. Oh, it's not even there now. And I know why. Current y plus equal 120, or plus equal current step y. It's just not visible, it was there. But yeah, let's try a very new workflow. I come here, I'm a very new user, I want to create a new workflow that sends HTTP request every Wednesday, hit create, and they haven't set a trigger. They will come here and set a schedule event, and they will give a cron expression, right? And they will save, and then they will add a API call. Does it happen in the backend? Nope, still the child nodes are not getting saved. So how do we go about doing that? So set value is I'll have to inspect this. It has made a request. See post request, and it returned 200, which means it should have saved this, and node should have appeared here, which is not happening, which is why I'm worried. So here you think only thing that it needs is this thing. Which we are sending, and it is not happy. Let's just one more time I will clean this network API call. Okay, this is the API call it made. See nodes, it is not adding. What was the payload? Oh, we are not sending nodes. Maybe for now, for the time being, until I figure it out, I'll do one thing. I'll move this piece out of here and directly in the save function, right? It will complain, set value mutation. We already have it here, so, and then workflow name will be Hazer workflow dot name, easier. This will be are we getting the editor state here? Yeah, we already have editor state here, so let's remove this save. Editor store dot nodes equal to state dot nodes, right? Okay, let's try now, and I will remove this function. I don't want it now. Remove this. Okay, let's try again one more time. API call 500 nodes didn't go through. Super cool. What's happening here? Let's do some console log debugging. Hello Pranjal bhai, how are you? Hey Roger. Again. So let's log the editor store dot nodes, right? So I'm pretty sure this won't print the thing we are looking for. It only printed the one, right? Not the one it added. So before re-render, this won't update, right? The nodes thing. So what we have to do is we have to add it to the DB as well. Or in the add node itself, we call an add. That is another way to do it. But yeah, till that, like I want to just get it working for now. And it is fine to write ugly code if you are going to fix it. Hey Prerit, how are you? So what I will say is, instead of this, after this I will also dot push. Type will be this node dot type. That is fine, let it complain for now. API call, let's go to the backend. API call, email, telegram, finally. So Prerit asked a question regarding implementing RBAC. What is RBAC? For an application using Frappe, RBAC. Role-based access control. It is a mechanism that restricts, yeah, we have it like out of the box. But yeah, now we have to figure out the event and parameters thing, which will be, what time it is? We're already above 1 hour. Yeah, ask the question. You can ask it here or in the forum as well. Like you'll get a quicker answer there, like much more wisdom. But yeah, finally it's being saved here as well as in the DB. I will offline fix the type issues. But yeah, now I have like, this is nice, right? But on select, we want to now be able to configure them. Delete as well. So here somewhere it will show a selected. So let's do it for now. I will just copy this H2. Edit action. Action settings, or we can call it action settings. Cool. So here action settings will appear based on what action is selected, right? So that part is inside node.tsx here. So here I will say active action which will be a string or a null, right? And active action will be null by default, so no no action is selected. And in the config panel I will say simple div that will, okay, wait, I can say directly this editor store dot active action, so we have to get that part of the state as well. Active action state dot active action. I will need a set active action state dot set active action. Don't worry, I'll create this. Set active action will be action node or action name. For now I'm doing string. Later on if we need more data we'll get it. Set active action to the node that is passed here. Cool. So now we have the thing, and active action we can render right about here. So whatever action is selected, show that. Currently it is no action selected, right? So it's not showing, but if I select one, we should be able to show it here. Time here is 6 AM. It is 4:34 PM. So evening. Good time difference. But yeah, on select, right? So now we can easily do this stuff. I can say const editor store equal to use editor store, and from the state I want active set active action state dot set active action. We have to do this and this, and now I will be able to do this when a node is selected. Let's give it the whole node. What do you say? In that case it will be editor store dot set active action. Makes sense, right? So instead of doing string, we'll do the node action node. This will be node or null. Node. Cool. And then when we are rendering it here, action dot, see, we get access to the ID. For now I'll just do this. So nothing is selected. If I select API, this, see, it is updating the randomly generated ID, but we don't want the ID. We want the data dot. So data is what? Telegram is selected, email is selected, API call is selected. Data dot name. This will be the child table name if I'm not wrong. Yeah, like row name. And they shouldn't be able to, like, this shouldn't be treated as an action. So here we can say and node dot data dot and see, Python world still kind equal action. This will only happen for action now. So even if they select this won't update. Cool. And we can show the type as well. So we can say hash dash editor store dot active action dot data dot type. By the way, today was election here and I voted for the first time. So I got my voter ID card today as well. So I had tried before, but in the last election I couldn't vote, so yeah. Use it or lose it, right? API call, email, okay. So there's one thing that I want to do, which is inside utils/editor. Focusable true, right? We don't want this thing to be focusable. This should be true, but not this. Okay, let's refresh, and now they won't. Okay, it's still clickable and focusable. Selectable false. Will that fix it? Yep, they can't select this, but they can select this, and then they can do the settings. And how do we load the settings here, right? So these settings for a particular type are stored in that type. So for API call, so first they have to select the event, and I'm rethinking about how to do it. So this is the params that it needs, but actual thing is event. Hey Niraj. So I think like you didn't translate it, but I understand a bit. Like it's like English. So considerado. Like I think you're saying, have you considered streaming on TikTok? TikTok India. TikTok ban India. The Indian government banned TikTok along with 58 other Chinese apps after simmering conflict between India and China flared into violence at their border. A popular form of entertainment which was not subject of border vanished overnight. I think that answers it pretty much. Cool. So we want event, right? So, and then based on the event, we'll render this form. Okay. No, it shouldn't be node. It should be the child table type. Hazel workflow, which is Hazelnode. What? Then why is this complaining? Type any is not assignable to parameter of type Hazelnode. Okay, wait. Yeah, this should be okay. Let's see. Name creation, this, that. Not properly typed, so can't use it. But yeah, offline I'll figure it out. But if nothing's selected, it shouldn't show this section. For now I'll leave it at that. But yeah, now let's try the flow again. We are taking a use case, right? Okay. Send every Wednesday. They will create a new workflow. Then they will say I want so they have to set a trigger first. We can't show the actions till then if they haven't selected a trigger. So this portion will be workflow. Hazel workflow dot trigger type and only then show the actions. Okay, cool. So now they set a trigger and now they will be able to add an action. So we like, let's just fix this and we can end the call. I want this to update in real time when they set trigger dialog. Reload editor state. Okay, so how do we do that? So we will get the editor store here, const editor store equal to use editor store, and I want the state, we want refresh. Okay, we can't refresh. What should we call it? Can we override Frappe's core methods which are not whitelisted? Methods or any doc type and just core methods? No, you can't. Only whitelisted methods. Or check hooks.py if they specially allow overriding or extending such things. Is there a... I want to add other MIME types. Look in the forum. What do you find? Like, I think you will have to write your own upload endpoint. That's what I have done in the past as well. You will have to write your own upload endpoint. So you can't override the allowed MIME types for the core upload function. But you can override the whole upload function. not sure how we can refresh the state of or wait, can we not do this? Okay, now I'll be able to see editor store dot on success. Editor store dot add node, we need data for this, which we already have. Name will be trigger dot name, type will be trigger dot name, kind will be trigger. Okay, so this will do that part which we want to. So we go back, we create again new node, we'll have to bulk delete set schedule event. See, it added this, but I want to get rid of this, so we can add something in the editor called remove node index, which will be a number. So what it will do is it will get the current nodes equal to get dot nodes current nodes dot splice zero no index say 1 set nodes will be dot 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 current nodes, no, not this. Come on. Okay, so this will remove the node at a given index, which is what we will do here. So I'll also get remove node state dot remove. Okay, we didn't add the type for it. Yep, so now I'll be able to come here and say editor store dot remove node. Okay, let's find it out finally. Final workflow for today. Create, set a trigger, schedule event. Ha! What happened? We removed the node and then we added the node. I knew it. I know what's happening. So here is the fault with the bug with our add node, right? If there is no last node, what will happen, right? This will be 0 minus 1, which is current nodes of minus 1, which will fail. So we have to handle that case. Indentation. So we have to check if current nodes dot length if the length is greater than 0, then we will get the last node, then only we will get the new edge, and then only I will get the updated edge, right? This edge connecting thing only makes sense if there is already a node, and then I can call this one separately. Set edges equal to updated edges, and I can move this whole thing after this. Okay. Okay, this also needs dependency, like it also depends on the last node if it is there or not, right? So we can write another action here, which can be is first node, right, which will return get dot nodes dot length. Cool. So we can say which returns a boolean is first node. Okay, so is first node, then it should be, wait, or we can do this. So this I don't like how this is going. Current nodes, current edges, is first node, that all is fine. So let's think clearly. What do we want? We want some stuff to happen if is first node, right? Otherwise something else to happen. This is basically what we want, right? If so, we can remove this part. Right, and here we'll move this, and new node will anyway be formed here, but the position will calculate it on the fly. So if it is a first node, not the first node, so let's say new node dot position equal to x will be position is missing, right? So what I will do is position will give x as utils, not this utils slash editor. So I should really do something about this magic numbers. 300 and 100. 300, y is 100, right? So this is the initial thing, but if it is not the first node, that means we have to update the position. New node dot position dot y will be last node dot position dot y plus 120. I don't think we need any else part, and this should do it. So what did we do to make it more readable is first node. We created a new node, and if it is not the first node, we do connect to the last already existing last one, and then we set the nodes. Now this is much simple. Now I go back, refresh, so all major bugs should have gone by now. Really last one. Schedule event, nice. Haha. I read this joke before. So now we can save this, right? We can save this, and we can select the actions. Okay, there is a bug here. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. See, it works. But yeah, you get the point. Now they can add as many actions as they want. They can't delete right now, which we will somehow implement. But yeah, we don't need this now. Why is it still red? Okay, now here it will be red as Hazelnode. Happy TypeScript. And then they can select any action. I want to make an API call, select that, configure that, that's it, done. Okay, let's hit commit. Fit basic action. Done. We're done for today. So I think today finishes the streamathon week. 1 people watching, that's fine. We started here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bye bye. Have a nice day, or good night if you are just going to sleep. Bye bye.